ever look at a billboard, cereal box, or album art? Heck, of course you have. And if you've ever judged a book or anything else by its cover, today's episode is for you. Behind every great design, and sadly, even the not-so-great ones, is a graphic designer or AI prompter. Today, we'd like to welcome special guest and one of New Boston Creative Group's designers extraordinaire, Chelsey.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Chelsey has been with New Boston for, like a little over a year now?
For sure. Yeah, I would say that.
For sure.
Wow.
She's done some really great work on digital ads, social media templates, signage, printed materials, the list goes on. She's also an avid fiber artist, does a Chewbacca impression, which we totally need to hear today, and comes up with some of the most awesome Halloween costumes. Welcome, Chelsey.
Right on.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So let's hear that Chewbacca real quick.
Whoa, that was really good.
That was impressive.
You never know how that's going to go. But she didn't even warm up. I just let peek behind the curtain. That was live, no edit. She just did it.
First
she
take.
did.
Mm-hmm.
I knew how to do that before I
Amazing.
even watched Star Wars. So it's just like,
Incredible.
I didn't even know what Chewbacca was. Just
Chewbacca
making Chewbacca now
Chewbacca.
noises.
Right. Incredible.
Join us as we dig into the what's and how's of design inspiration. But first, today's coffee break is brought to you by Old Hag Jeans. When you've stopped giving a tinker's cuss, but still need to put clothes on, turn to Old Hag Jeans. Welcome to an almost productive coffee break, the same bold flavor of our original podcast brew in a single shot. Perfect for those times when you need a quick marketing pick-me-up.
I'm Sean.
I'm Julie.
And I'm Addie.
And we are all marketing professionals at New Boston Creative Group in Manhattan, Kansas. Before we kick things off, I want to point out that Sean is also a graphic designer, among other things. So we have two pro perspectives, plus the voice of consumer in me and Addie.
Yes.
So let's dive in. First off, what do you all enjoy about design?
The problem solving. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is the perfect mix of problem solving and art, which is both things that I really enjoy just in general, doing things that are being creative, but then also the problem solving of it all. I've always enjoyed doing puzzles and games that involve strategy, and then mixing that with, you get to be creative. That's design in a nutshell.
For sure.
When you say problem solving, do you mean fitting a certain amount of information onto a certain spec size, or what are problems? Like, what's an example of that?
Yeah, it could be exactly that of the ad is 4 inches by 3 inches, and we need to have the logo and the address and the hours, and that we have a sale and whatever else it needs to be that all fit and is legible in this little space, versus like more bigger issues of we're doing a logo for this company and we want everybody to know right off the bat that it's recognizable as this. It also communicates that we're trustworthy, or that we are, a modern company versus a traditional company. Like, what are all those values that they want to put into this little logo? Versus maybe something that's, more, we have to construct this ad.
So practical and abstract.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you add anything to that, Chelsey?
No, I think you nailed it on the head.
Addie, how about you get to chime in? What's something you enjoy about graphic design as a consumer?
Well, this isn't necessarily as a consumer, but as a marketer, I really enjoy working with the designers. I'm always blown away by what they can produce, like after I kind of brain dump and don't really make a lot of sense. I'm just speaking incoherently, like, okay, we need to do this and this. And I think this is the deadline and this is the spec size and this is where it'll be placed. And then Chelsey or Sean or our other designer, Micah, gives me something that's beautiful and way better than anything I could have ever conceived. So that's my favorite part of, working with designers, is just seeing that creativity in practice is so impressive.
Excellent. How about this one? What's a common misperception people have about graphic design? Some people think it's really easy, but
There's a lot of brain power that goes into it.
There is.
You have to kind of step back from kind of all the verbal sense and trying to just put it into a visual sense. So kind of like it's visual communication. So you want to visually make sure that you're not putting a lot of information there that they can just glance. Like if it's a billboard, you don't want to put so many things on there that when you're driving by, it's just like causing a neck injury, and just get it like caught your eye. You get the information and you're heading on down the road. It's also graphic design.
I would say that's a big one, just that we hear from clients. Like you talk about placing a digital ad and you're like, okay, we need copy for that. We're going to place it here. We're going to target these people. But then, of course, we know you also need the visual element of that. And sometimes people forget about it. So that's another, very important piece of the puzzle.
Yeah, there's just a lot of details that I think, unless you're doing it, you don't think about, why is something placed the way that it is? Why was that font choice chosen? All these little details that some of them are like subjective creative aspects, but sometimes there are like standards and, rules about how things need to be when you're talking about, like a billboard versus a product versus a website. Sometimes the form dictates a lot of things that people don't think about. And then also, there's all the input you get from the client. The designer's not working alone usually. There's being given input from somebody. They're getting content from a editor. There's a lot of collaboration that maybe people think like, the designer sort of works alone and comes up with some wonderful design. But it's usually, there's usually a bunch of things that are involved just in that one piece to get it from start to finish.
Where do you all turn for inspiration?
Just basic things like just what's around me, local design or identity systems, maybe even reaching out to your like local AIGA community, or even like Behance, which is also like an Adobe platform where artists can go ahead and post some of their work. So just seeing what other artists are doing, from UI, UX design, all the way to motion graphics or even web design and print collateral, like marketing collateral, like it's all there. And that's just a really good site just to get just to see some really cool stuff.
Get those juices flowing.
Yeah, exactly.
How about you, Sean?
When I was a student and like early, I bought a ton of books. Like I loved having, and they used to make a lot, and they might still do this, but you could get like every year it'd be a new collection of logos that someone had curated that they could look through. And there was versions of that for posters and business cards and whatever else. So I just had like rows and rows of books that I could just flip through for inspiration. And a lot of that's now online. You can find similar things, different curations of, here's a bunch of logos, here's a bunch of websites. That's sort of probably the biggest thing that I use before I go into something is maybe have some initial ideas, and then I'll start doing some online work and looking through, okay, what are similar trends or similar businesses to draw, like what are people doing in this space? What are some interesting things that I can pull from or avoid? It works both ways. And so a lot of that just comes online now.
Are there any things that tend to catch your eye?
For me, I feel like I have a very particular style that I really enjoy. So it's anything that sort of like fits in my mold, where it's like, ooh, I could see myself like doing that. And so that's something I might tuck away of like, okay, this is in my realm of like, I would like to do something that fits in this. And I guess the opposite happens if I have like a specific client who I know is sort of outside of my normal style, like, okay, then I need to look for stuff that moves me away and more in their direction because it's not normally what I do.
I really like a tactile experience. So even going to like little boutiques and like looking at packaging, like paper products, just something that's like just in my hands so I can physically hold it or like interact with it. Even like video games to even apps on your phone or tablet or computer, like something that something that just gets me to pick it up, look at it, read it, feel it.
Engaging those senses.
Yeah.
I feel like that's spoken like a true fiber artist as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Nice. All right. I have some rapid fire questions. Sort of this or that style. Neon, yes or no?
This is not very rapid, gang. We need to
You're right.
pick up the pace.
my very rapid answer after 30 seconds thinking about it. I'll go with no.
Chelsey?
No.
Addie?
I'm going to say yes.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. Gradients, yes or
Wait,
no?
Julie, you have to answer.
Oh, that's true.
Julie, come on.
Oh,
Neon.
no. Unless I'm highlighting something for my trapper keeper.
Right on.
All right, gradients, yes or no?
Yes. I think gradients are a big thing right now, especially like instead of like a sharp gradient, like they like the like glassy, foggy kind of gradients that are really subtle and not so sharp. Like that trend is definitely coming back. I can't get enough.
Yeah, Chelsea's right, but I'll still say no.
I'm saying no.
I'm saying no, but because I see them rendered so jankily most of the time, I don't see what Chelsey is so eloquently describing, but maybe she'll share with me after the fact.
Right on.
Okay, drop shadows, yes or no?
Unless they're crisp. Like, there has to be an application, like reason why you need a drop shadow. You can just put drop shadows on everything, but I would say no.
Yeah, again, Chelsea's right, but I'll still say no.
No.
No. Good. Agreed. Mood boards or sketching?
Mood board.
What do you love about a mood board? I'm giving Sean time to think here.
I grew up collaging, so that kind of brings back like that child inner part of me that I can just clip and paste it onto a page and just collect all my favorite ideas.
Love it.
I'll go sketching because I feel like I'm not a good mood board person because usually when I land on, oh yeah, that's it, I'm sort of done collecting. So it doesn't end up growing like I'm grabbing a bunch of things. So it's like, oh, that's it. It's solidified in my mind and then we're moving on.
All right. Grids or freestyle?
Grid.
Grid.
Serif or sans serif?
Serif.
Sans serif.
Serif.
I'd go sans serif. Uppercase or lowercase?
Uppercase.
Yeah, I'm going to say uppercase as well. But back in the day, I used to do the 2000s, I would write on my blogs like one uppercase, one lowercase, one uppercase, one lowercase. When I used to do my blog. That's
An
out.
equal opportunity caser.
Used to be really cool back then. Now it's just like, you can't even read it.
This is so dependent on where it's going. I'm going to say uppercase, but that's tough.
I'll break and say lowercase. Little E.E. Cummings action here.
Small caps.
Nick with
There
the
you
small
go.
caps. Nice. Yeah, I
Best
should have
of
said
both
all
worlds.
caps when you, yeah, uppercase. I meant all caps.
Yeah.
All uppercase.
Nick, of course, nails it. Clean lines or hand-drawn vibes?
Clean lines.
I like a hand drawn.
Clean lines.
I can't decide. For me, that depends on context.
These
All right.
all depend on context.
No,
Sort of,
Addie.
sort
it's
of.
your answer for the rest of the days.
But you can, I think it's fun because like you can see already why Chelsey is a good opposite for me, because a lot of her answers are the opposite, and that's why her designs are going to look different than mine, which is good. So when we have something come in, some things are going to fit her way better.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And that there's no right answer.
No, I
It's
didn't say
true.
that. I didn't. Mine are still right, but let's not take it too far.
You misunderstand.
Right. She does her things wrong, but like they're really good
Yeah.
And different.
and different because they're so wrong.
You're different, and that's bad. How about some graphic design no-nos? Any words of wisdom or egregious choices you've seen out in the wild?
Using like 6 fonts in a logo. Matched with like an icon or something inside of it that they think is a logo but it's just like, know the difference between a logo and a word mark.
It's changed. I used to tell people before all these online services came up, like the easy thing to do is don't use the fonts that come with Microsoft Word. Was a big one. Like just pick a different font so your thing will look different. It won't be Times New Roman or Arial. And don't use the standard colors either. Like anytime that you can just like stray from the default, usually that's a good route to go. Now with things like Canva, I think people, even when they're messing around, end up with something pretty half decent. But then you do run into like the template of everything of like, oh yeah, that looks like this other person or company because they use the same template. So you do have some of that of like, well, if you want to stand out, you still need to sort of customize it and get away from that a little bit.
And for our listeners, as you all go about your day, pay attention to the design of some products or even mail in your home. And I encourage you to go beyond whether you like something. Consider the deliberate choices that went into making a particular design. Does that make you appreciate it more? Would you do something differently? These and other questions. That's a terrible ending, but that's all I got.
Graphic designers always are like, they have a why as to why they did made the choices that they did, depending on like color choices, the mood that the client or the project sees. Like, it's there.
Right.
Just gotta open your door a little bit. Open your mind.
Yes, Chelsey. That's what we tend not to see, but that's absolutely true. Thank you for listening to this episode of Almost Productive. If you'd like to learn more about what we do at New Boston Creative Group, you can reach out to us at newbostoncreative.com. You can also follow us on social media at New Boston Creative on Instagram and New Boston Creative Group on Facebook and LinkedIn. If you liked this episode, please like, follow, subscribe, leave a review, and share the podcast with your friends. And if you didn't like the show, feel free to recommend us to your enemies. Tune in next time for some more office shenanigans, thoughts on trending topics, and marketing-adjacent insights. Until next time, we hope you have a productive day.